Eric Swalwell wouldn't know a Chinese spy if she were sitting on his face. Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here of the KevinJacksonNetwork.com. Just want to say, can you imagine if the Republican Party had as many spies in their midst as the Democrats? Eric Swalwell, the guy who claims Russian interference by Trump, that Trump was compromised, and as it turns out, he's having a multi-year affair with an absolute Chinese spy. And worse, she's just using him. She picked this guy out, said, he's a rube. I will use him, and then I will stair-step my way up through the Democratic Party, which Fang has done. And you know what? Just like Harvey Weinstein, we know Swalwell ain't the only dude in Hollywood who's getting a little. Yes, Fang has gone from rich white Democrat at this level to rich white Democrat at this level, and she's worked her way up the food chain. And she's planted these Chinese spies throughout the Democratic Party, throughout the entirety of the Democrat apparatus. What does that mean? They've got spies in academia, Chinese spies in academia, working to steal intellectual property from us, and the universities are letting them do it. Chinese spies, operatives, people working on behalf of the Chinese who are Americans, professors who are allowing the Chinese to steal our IP. We got Dr. Fraudchi, who is financing the Wuhan labs with our taxpayer dollars so he can get his patents and all this other crap, and they can implement the New World Order in the way of these vaccines they want us all to take. This is a big leftist cabal, and we are falling for it. How do we let this crap happen? Now let's go back to Swalwell. Swalwell was warned by the FBI that he was screwing a Chinese spy, and that's when he finally went, well, you know what? I need to break it off. Well, good, you broke it off. What did she get? What's the old saying? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. What did she get from him? Will we ever know? Then does he warn the next rich white Democrat? No. She goes to the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. She's planning interns into offices, probably with thumb drive, just like they did in the election, YouTube. I know you're not supposed to talk about it because they want to shut us down. They don't want us talking about the Chinese spy ring that infiltrated Senator Dianne Feinstein, her limo driver. Did you hear me? What did he hear? What conversations did he overhear while he was hanging out with Feinstein for the better part of a decade? Spies, all in our midst. We got Hunter Biden, who is an absolute, he is so compromised, it is ridiculous. The key word is compromised. Now, I'm not talking about you give a little, I give a little. I'm talking about compromise in the sense that they got everything they need to get anything they want from the Biden family, from all these leftist elitist politicians who've opened themselves up to espionage. Now ask yourself a simple question, Amerikanskis, or Amerikanskis. That's my best Chinese I can do. Ask yourself this question. If this were anything involving Republicans, what would be happening? Debbie Wasserman Schultz had Muslim Brotherhood, actual brothers, a family of them associated with the Muslim Brotherhood, as the IT people in Congress for her and many others. Can you imagine the level of scandal that would exist if we had spies in our midst as a Republican Party? If Donald Trump had spies, he had his satellites, all these up and coming young Republicans sleeping with Chinese spies, or sleeping, God forbid, with Russian spies. Donald Trump's people can't even order a white Russian without going under scrutiny. And here we are, bona fide proof that this knucklehead Swalwell, probably one of the most ignorant politicians in the history of politics outside of the Congressional Black Circus clowns. We got this clown on the House Intelligence Committee. He's working with clandestine agencies, the CIA. Do you think she just accidentally targeted him? I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to be all xenophobic, but anytime I see a high-ranking Democrat with a Chinese, I'm gonna be suspect. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wonder what's going on, Zuckerberg. I want to know if she's here for a good reason or if she's here for nefarious reasons, because I'm going to tell you something. If this were the Trumps, we'd be digging into it like crazy. But here's where we are. Democrats, spies in their midst, they bring them in. And you know why? A little sex, a little bit of money, a little bit of power. What it means is Democrats have no core. And the Chinese know this. And when they sit over there in those meetings and they brag, oh, we have people at top echelon of American government for this reason. Because they do. They can compromise Democrats. They can compromise leftists. They can compromise the Hunter Bidens with a little chump change. And you know what these suckers will do? They will sell America down the tube. And here's the deal, YouTube. If this were Republicans, I'd be saying the same thing. I don't care who's doing it. I care that it's being done. And it's being done to us by Democrats. Democrats who claim to hold the moral high ground. Hey, Adam Schiff, I'm still waiting on that proof of Russian collusion for Donald Trump that we all know doesn't exist. But what we do know exists is, I can't say it the way I need to say it, so I'll put it this way. Joe Biden really did win the election fair and square. Right. Democrats, wake up, man. This is your party. You got people that want to silence the voices of reality, of truth, and not let the word get out. If Swalwell, I keep calling him Falwell, if Swalwell if anybody in Trump's organization or anywhere is associated with him did anything close to Swalwell, it would be massive news. The fact that Durham is recommending Kevin Kleinsmith for prison would be massive news if it were against Trump. You people don't want the truth to come out, and I don't get it. I don't get it. How do you think the long term is going to be if all you are is a bunch of scandalous, scurrilous, skanky liars? Almost got that alliteration in. Why? What do you think is going to happen? What world will you create? When are you going to wake up? Look, you can't silence the truth. Swalwell is just like all these other scoundrels. He can be bought. In this case, he got bought with sex. He got played. And why aren't the Democrats issuing more investigations about the people that she went to next and everybody that was associated with her? If you want to check out somebody's satellites, don't go after Manafort, don't go after Flynn, don't go after Papadopoulos. How about you target this Chinese chick and her friends and everybody that she touched along the way? Pardon the pun, Democrats. Why don't you go after them and see what's happened to this country? Why is it that we are allowing the Chinese to essentially run roughshod over America and Democrats don't seem to care? See, America first was Trump's mantra, along with Make America Great Again. And people are now beginning to see that he's right about it. America was a cesspool run by leftists who would sell their grandmother if they could get a good enough price to buy their cabin in the woods. When are we going to wake up? Conservatives, you've woken up, but you better stay woke, because as these suckers proved in this election where Joe Biden won with fair and square, they proved there is no length, no depth to which they're willing to sink, no length to which they're willing to not go in order to get what they want, which is ultimately not what they want. Oh, hey, what are you still doing here? You're supposed to be watching my other videos. Get out of here.